Instagram filters for your live video calls? Not exactly, but in Cisco's Room Series video endpoints, in conjunction with the latest software, there now are visual effects you can apply to the background of the call. Apply the effects to the background to further highlight the individual who's speaking. I want to show you these effects firsthand, and then towards the end of this video, I'm going to show you where this setting actually is in the web interface of the endpoint itself. As we dive in to check it out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and if you find this helpful, give us a thumbs up. To check out the backgrounds, let's start at the default. This is no effects applied at all, right? You just see me, you see the background of my office, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to go into web interface, and I'm going to toggle through and sort of scroll through these settings, and you'll be able to see these settings and how they impact the video firsthand. The first one I want to put on is to blur the background. So I'll toggle that and save it. You can see the background is blurred, right? You can't see it. It's blurred out. Now, assuming everything's working well, you see me. There's no blurring of me. Occasionally my hands may blur as I move around, but it blurs the background, keeping the person in focus so that on the far end, right, you're focused on the person talking, not the stuff that's happening behind them. The next setting is to blur with a monochrome background. So it's going to be the same thing, but it takes the color away just in the background to further, focus on the presenter, right? So if you have a bunch of bright objects in the background, this would actually reduce that visual noise, if you will, and make it more, give you more focus on the person who's speaking on the far end of the call. Now, the next option is depth of field is the name of it. So it is similar to the blurred option, but it's more of a out of focus type of look, right? So the focus is on the person speaking. The background is out of focus. You can still see a little bit of what's happening in the background, but it's it's definitely not in focus like the person facing the camera is. There is simply a monochrome background. So if you're sitting in front of a orange wall, you could turn this on and you would have no clue that it was an orange wall. Another option. Finally, the last option, and this option actually is likely to have some future roadmap with it if I had to guess, is the replace background option. Now this is like a green screen type of effect where it takes everything behind you and wipes it out. You can see the desk is sort of showing up. You can see if I take out my phone and hold it, off to the side, it sort of shows up, it sort of blurs my hand. There's probably a little bit to be desired there yet, but we're actually taking this away without a green screen. So very interesting feature. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a feature to come in the future where you replace the background not with a gray screen, but with something, right? Another color or maybe an image of some sort. So anyhow, now I want to show you where these configuration settings are at. Again, this is a very early feature, somewhat experimental, if not completely experimental. But yeah, go ahead and check it out in your endpoints, assuming you're running the latest software. Right now, though, let's jump over and check out the web interface. So I'm going to assume you know how to log into the web interface of a video endpoint. If you don't, I do have another video that explains it, particularly when registered to the Webex cloud. You then come to Setup, choose the configuration option. On the menu along the side here, you'll choose Cameras. You'll come to the camera settings and look for Portrait Mode. This is the setting. So these settings are all pretty straightforward. They are blur background, so the background is completely blurred. The monochrome blurred background, which is blurred and in black and white. Depth of field is more that out of focus look. Disabled obviously gets you back to the default. Monochrome is in focus but black and white. And replace background is that gray background, kind of the green screen idea that I showed last. So anyway, when you select one of these options, simply hit save and the setting will be retained. And of course, if you move back to the initial setting, the save option goes away. If you found this feature introduction useful and helpful, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. Check out the video description for documents or other useful links. Leave a comment in the comment section if you have a question, comment, or other ideas. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.